Hello YouTube, this is WoG with another Master 5 showcase for Labrynth Fiendsmith. And, you know, I'm actually really surprised with this deck's matchup against Ryzeal, like the performance. Like, I was expecting it to get absolutely clapped, but we do actually play against or into Detonator, like, really well. And I just like playing more against Ryzeal in general, just because of their boss. You know, let me sub you up and just commentate over the game. They went 7 Ascension into 7 Tachyon to grab the ice, and on the ice effect we activate Max C. And on their summon, they're probably gonna grab Star Ryzeal like usual. Yep, of course under Max C they'd go for Star, and they are probably just gonna Xyz into Detonator. I don't know, this is probably the best play they can make under Max C. And have Triple Tactics Talent as well, which is not too good. They spend a long time thinking, you know, which it makes sense. There's a lot of good cards in here that you wouldn't want to keep in my hand. But they spin back. Yeah, they do spin back the. Is that even right? Whatever. They send back the Daruma Karma Cannon. But we draw possibly one of the best cards to draw, which is a furniture right now, because we have rollback in hand. I mean, if we add tracks, that would be good as well, but I don't know what we'd add because we already have Lori in hand. But whatever. Yeah, we summon Lori, go into Requiem, and then we summon out Lacrima, Crimson Tears. You know, I think I did something really stupid in this duel, but you know, that's just how it is. That is just how it is. I usually misplay. On the Lacrima effect, I'm going to use Detonator to pop the Lacrima. And with Lacrima, we're sending Fiendsmith Engraver. I think it's right here. Usually my play against Detonator on our own turn is to set up as much disruption as I can while not being negatively affected by the Detonator, which would be as in like going into a TY-PHON. So like, you know, right here I'm getting all of my cards into all of my activatable cards out of the way before there's even a card on the field. So I tried to go to TY-PHON here. Yeah, that was a bit stupid, because even then I wouldn't even be using the Engraver for the TY-PHON, because it's forced to be the monster with the highest attack. And I could have forced out another pop with the Detonator if I just equipped Requiem and then sent the Detonator with the Fiendsmith Engraver effect. But it is what it is. You know, nothing I can do about it. Next, they are going to summon Ice Ryzeal again, and I don't know if we do start playing against this. They only have one pop though, so it's a bit less impactful. It would just really hurt if they hit Trap Trick, because then I have to use up the rest of my traps, because after Trap Trick resolve you can only use one more trap. But they target Terrors of the Overroof, which is fine. And I don't know what. I must have been sleepy during this duel, because I've even caught now they've set Ryzeal plugin, so why not just send the Ice Ryzeal instead of the Detonator? I mean, whatever, man. In response to the Terrors of the Overactivate, we activate Lady and set Daruma. And we set Star Ryzeal, activating the Ryzeal plugin. I mean, it was already activatable, but now they have a Ryzeal Xyz in the grave. Since the Terrors of the Overroof is a monster, the Chandragli Air is going to activate. I don't know how to pronounce that name, seriously. We're going to activate Requiem to summon Lacrima and send Fiendsmith in Paradise. Oh, we're activating Big Welcome as well. I don't think the Lovely Pop can. It's not too good here at all. So yeah, probably just summoning Ariana and then grabbing the Coup Clock to make our Daruma live. And they grab X to a sword. I think I sequenced this pretty bad because the Daruma should be the highest priority, but they have no Ash anyway. They would have used on Big Welcome. So yep, we add Ku Klux with Ariana and send Fiendsmith in Paradise with Lacrima. And we activate Ku Klux and oh no, they activate Ryzeal plugin because they know they are going to get flip face down. And we have rollback in grave as well, so we can flip face down again. Or just summon Lovely. And it's really good here because they're gonna chain to pop the trap trick, which it's not gonna be a problem here. Yep. We cancel the trigger effect, hopefully. Reading X to Ryzeal. So yeah, we flip the Daruma Karma Cannon to flip the entire field. They use detonator effect to target the trap trick, most likely. Oh no, actually they're targeting their own monster. Oh yeah, that's kind of smart, I guess, because they can't XCs with only one usable monster field. I mean, monster zone. But now I still have one trap that's not common knowledge, I think. But yeah, I think I got baited right here. This was so dumb. The Sword Ryzeal already activated its effect. So I just... like, that was so silly. I thought they summoned X to Ryzeal. I seriously must have been sleepy climbing. But after the mistake of sending Sword, they summon out X to Ryzeal and grab Node Ryzeal. And right here, we use Trap Check to grab Daruma to flip again. And yeah, that is game. And again, like, I do like playing against, we are going second against Maliss. I do like playing against Ryzeal a lot more because, you know, Ryzeal Detonator is, they made a good boss monster without tacking on any negates to it. I mean, yeah, I guess the aggregator could be a form of negate, but that's not a part of the card. So yeah, going second into Maliss, they have their possibly one of their best boards, which is Apollo and Firewall Dragon. We have evenly matched, which would be absolutely amazing if it resolved right now, because it didn't use March Hair. But they activate Lancia, and I don't mind at all, really, because now all their Maliss cards are unusable. Like, every single one of them cannot be used. Well, yeah, at the moment. They could have still used the traps if they controlled the Maliss monster. Well, no, that's a lie. They could just use GWC if they have it set. So yeah, on the track activation, they use Ash on it, which is a shame. Well, I mean, not really, because it baits out an Ash, which is good. We have Big Welcome in hand. And with Ariana, we probably would have grabbed Welcome, but of course there's Apollo on the field. And we set 3 pass. In the end phase, I don't think they would benefit too much from bouncing back my Ariana, but I think it really loses them the game, if I remember correctly. So yeah, they grab back the March Hair. There's no point doing it in the main phase because they can't banish. And they use TB11. I don't think, like, my win rate against Maliss is a lot higher when they're running TB11. I'm not, like, playing. And it looks like they already have GWC engraved, so the only other usable trap right now is MTP. So we're going into their standby phase, in phase 1. Of course, I already misplayed because now the Duel Master just become a Link Rebo. Like, I am so slow when I'm climbing sometimes. I don't know how. I'm playing so slow. But on the summon of a Cybers monster to the link arrow that Firewall Dragon's pointing to activates, and then we activate Big Welcome, and they don't use Lingaribo, they use Marcha, which is really weird. You know, I found a lot that Maliss players, there's a lot more room for error, and sometimes they just get complacent, like literally they just get complacent, because usually, I don't know what kind of decks can win against the turn 1 board, maybe Branded or, you know, other decks that could go in second. But yeah, they summon White Rabbit from the hand, and then we activate Lovely Effect, and they chain Apollo, but we have Terrace of the Overroots, and because White Binders Chainlink weren't trying to summon, we can just block out all of their main monster zones, which is sick. And of course we still get the Lovely Pot because the Apollo is off the field. And we have the Rumor set as well. And yeah, this feature is so good because I can just check where the NTP was set and pop it. So now all of their traps are in the graveyard, and their White Binder's Banish effect has already activated, so they can't retrieve a single one of their Maliss traps. So yep, we activate Daruma, flip down the field, send back the Firewall Dragon and the Lingaribo. And I don't think they have another play, because they already used March Hare, I think. No? Oh yeah, they did. They did use March Hare. Unless they normal summoned, and well, no, they're passing. It looks like they are passing. Yep, we draw the Black Goat Laughs, which is a really good one-off, you know, in case we get dusted. We'll flip Lovely face up and we summon Ariana. They're waiting on something. We flipped up Lovely just because if we need to dodge with the Build Welcome, it would trigger her effect as well. But you don't need to. We should probably just grab Welcome, or not, because we're probably planning on using the Big Welcome bounce effect this turn. They're really waiting on this effect. I don't know what they have set in the top left right there, or top right. And they use the Lance here again, so they're forcing us to use our bounce effect now. I think it's just best to, yeah, bounce the White Rabbit because they have no traps in the deck to set. So there's no point in keeping, I mean, there's no worry if they have White Rabbit in hand at all. So we're just gonna destroy the, can I just talk about how I set back the Dormouse instead of the Ash? I set down their 1-card starter like a fucking idiot, bro. Whatever, man. We're gonna wipe away the field anyway. Not wipe away, we're gonna destroy the 2 sets anyway. And we are going to have 3 traps set as well. While they have, well, I have minimal hand knowledge. I know they have White Rabbit in hand, but all of their traps are in the graveyard. So like seriously, they are at a huge disadvantage right now. And I guess I'm just going for the Lovely hand rip here, because I think it's a bit better in just to having simplified game states. This isn't really simple, but yeah, we are going to chainlink block the Ariana in case they have Impulse, but we'll use that in Big Welcome anyway. They use Maxi, probably because they read Special Summon on Ariana's effect, but Our Lady is a quick effect, so we can just dodge the Maxi and like, it's just dodged, it's useless. And we drew Big Welcome to set, I mean, we drew Welcome and set it, which is amazing. Their last card was March Hare, which is not a problem because we have the Black Goat Laughs. So the White Binder that's gonna summon and draw a card and then set a Maliss trap from the graveyard is completely cooked. You're not allowed on the field. And then we chain Lady. Yeah, they're in a horrendous spot. I don't know what that top left set is. It must be like Crossout or something. Or did I already hit Crossout? Well, we said similar arch screens, just, you know, more stuff that they cannot play through. And they surrender. Nice. I don't usually win going second against Maliss, but it's always nice to have stuff like that in here. Yep, now we are going second against Ryzeal. Activate 7th TY-PHON. This hand is actually so, like, scuffed for going first, because Tears of the Over is once per turn. But I think we make some absolutely insane turn 0 plays in this match. It's not enough to completely stop Ryzeal, but it's enough that we hinder them enough to win the game. So yeah, on the X effect, we activate Ku Klok, then let's try and drag Lee Air to set a big welcome by sending the Tears of the Overroot. And with X, they grab Node. And we just activate the Ku Klok effect to summon it. Keep in mind that we would just lose to Ash Blossom or Called by the Grave. But, you know, that doesn't exist in these duels. That does not exist in these duels. They special summon the Sword Ryzeal to grab Ice Ryzeal. And because they can exceed into Detonator, we are going to summon out Lovely. And probably just two. It doesn't really matter which one we pop, really. We trigger all the effects. Lovely under Chandelier. I'm just going to say Chandelier. The Lovely under Chandelier to add back to the hand, and then pop. And now if they do summon Detonator, it's a lot less threatening, because Lovely prevents all opponents' monster effects from even activating in response to a normal trap. But yeah, they just summon out an Ice Ryzeal, Star Ryzeal, set the Ryzeal Cross, or plugin, I don't know. You have Ryzeal Cross. This field spell is really, really obnoxious though, I can't lie to you. The non-activating monster negate is so crazy. But luckily we don't have to worry about that. And they go into this Star Liege Photon Xyz, and it prevents you from targeting other Xyz monsters, which is, yeah, that's a good play. I can't refute it. They already have, yeah, the last card in hand is Node Ryzeal, so because they already have an Xyz on the field and graveyard, they're just gonna, yeah. They are going to summon Sword from Grave, go into Detonator, or do a drive. I don't know which would be worse, to be honest. Oh no, triple Detonator. So yeah, they have 4 pops right now. And they get to draw another card. But it's fine, because this is not the worst board to play into. And we draw a transaction rollback, which is, I'm always drawing it at the best times. Always drawing a furniture at the best times when I have a rollback in hand. But yeah, first thing, we attempt to send the Detonator. I mean, bounce the Detonator when it's untargetable. I don't know if that was the best play, but in response to the Detonator activating to pop, we are going to activate the Iris effect, and then activate all of our other effects, because they cannot chain to pop twice, I think. Unless it can. Well, yeah, they definitely can, but why would they pop Lovely again? It wouldn't matter, it would just be a waste of mats. And with rollback, we are going to copy Tears of the Overroot to send the Cross and set the Nibiru. Because Ryzeal Cross would just negate this right here, the Chandelier. I don't think I had to activate Ku Klok right now, because I don't think we're going to be activating a single card again. Yeah, just don't. We can just go into TY-PHON and, you know, attack over the set Nibiru. Yeah. TY-PHON's value really is increasing with because of these game states right here. Because I think this deck obviously can set up a lot without activating too much. So yeah, we just have TY-PHON and big welcome set. And if this gets ashed and they have a 1-card start, then we're cooked, but they don't. They don't. and they surrender. So yeah, next game. Now we are going second into Fire King. I don't know where the resurgence of this deck came from. I think maybe they can run Impulse. Yeah, because they're all fires. And, you know, I don't know how good Impulse is against Ryzeal, but it's good against Maliss for sure. And so they pop the Garunix with the Ulcanix effect. And is that the right card? I don't know. You know, the Dancer one. And then they summon Ponix, and we imperm the Ponix. This is really, really dumb if they still have... I don't know what cards they have in hand, but I'm just gambling right here, hoping they don't have the field spell or access to the field spell. And it looks like they don't. Set one and pass, which is amazing. So right here, because we activate Imperm, we are going to summon Lady, and with the Stovey, we're gonna send the Daruma instead of the Welcome, because I'm pretty sure this is just to, you know, play into Ash better, in case they have it. Yeah, as you can see, so now we still have Welcome for the next turn, as well as the Big Welcome Bounce, which is pretty good. It's not good that they ashed our Big Welcome though, let me just make that clear. And we drew Engraver, so we activate Engraver, grab Tracked. Maybe I should start speeding up through these sections, because I repeat myself a lot. Grab Lurie, discard Lurie. I don't need to commentate over this. I'll just talk about like Ryzeal a lot more. Like, I'm not even playing when I say this deck is actually cool. Like the design too, like it reminds me of Gundams. And the detonator animation is actually so cool. I don't know what it reminds me of, the animation in specific, but it's cool, like really cool. As opposed to Maliss, which is, you know, I don't really find them cool per se. But yeah, right here we are going to equip the Engraver with the Requiem. And, you know, like usual, I've already misplayed because I'm gonna use the Trap when it's a quick effect, while the spell summon, the tracked fusion summon, isn't a quick effect. So yeah, I kinda messed up here, because I could have OTK'd a lot easier if I kept the tracked, if I used the tracked summon effect rather than the Kyrie summon effect. But it's no problem, we can just, they have 3 cards in play right now. And I don't know what that set card is. If it's the Skyburn, then we might be in trouble. But then they would have to try deal with... No, we would definitely be in trouble. Because the Garunix Engrave would activate. But right here, they aren't doing anything, so let's just carry on playing. We go into Fiendsmith sequence, and we activate to summon Engraver. Desiree. It was Imperm. Which is great because now our Lovely can our Lady can activate. Look at me just fumbling over my words right now. I did just wake up because I've worked literally 3 hours in 3 hours, and I leave the country in a few days, so yeah, I need to get this done quickly, or else I won't be able to do it at all. But yeah, we link off the sequence and the Fiendsmith Lacrima into Agnum Day, and we are just going to summon the Fiendsmith Lacrima and, equip it with as much as we can. Because now the Fiendsmith Lacrima is lowering their attack while making it a lot harder for them to attack over us. Even though, since they're Firekin, they would want to attack over us, but, this is a rough spot for them. Rougher spot. And yeah, we still have the Fiendsmith in Paradise play as well. We're just waiting for them to activate something. I wonder if there was, I think, doesn't the Garunix pot, activate after it's popped? I don't know the rulings for Fire King at all, but it's really weird how that didn't activate. But yeah, they summon the Avatar, and they try to go into the main phase, but, the battle phase, but it's clear that they don't have anything else. Like, they literally have nothing. Also, did I just pass on the lady effect? Whatever. It literally doesn't matter. We have most likely won this game. And we also have Trap Trick to activate lady off of as well. Yeah, they forfeit, which is, valid. Because this deck can be really, really oppressive. If the opponent is in a just not even a rough spot, just a semi-rough spot, then the traps and the Fiendsmith package will just to tear through them. Yep, right here we have a pretty good opening hand, and we add Labrynth and discard the Lorry. But we are hit with Maxi, which is just the way of the game. It is just the way of the game. We summon Labrynth, probably send Fiendsmith in Paradise. But as we have no live fiends in our graveyard, we have to go into Fiendsmith Requiem. Yep, we have given them 2 draws now, which is a bit annoying, but that's not as little as we could have gave them. Maybe if I had, like, I don't know, Future Sight, I wouldn't have discarded Lorry. Or I would have just normal summoned Lorry. Whatever. We are going on to their turn. I didn't even... Yeah, we are playing against Maliss. Yeah, sure. I think it was, yeah, in hindsight, this right here is a misplay. Because watch this. I'm not even complaining. I'm just not surprised anymore that they have a second Maxi. But now my welcome is wasted. Because I don't want to give them too many draws. And, I could have used this pop on the activation of Maliss in Underground, but they just got a free Dormouse off of that. I still pop it like it's gonna do anything. So yeah, we activate Requiem and then we use Labrynth to summon itself again. And then summon the Requiem again. The Requiem is activatable again, by the way, which is unbelievable. Making that not once per turn is pretty sneaky, but it's cool to play with as well, because you can only summon it once per turn. But yeah, we activate Labrynth and we are sending Fiendsmith in Paradise. Well, no, we're sending Engraver to the activation of Fiendsmith in Paradise. So now we can... I can't lie, this was such a huge waste of resources. 1 Maliss in Underground and Maxi dealt with 2 of our cards. As in, like, a Fiendsmith in Paradise and our Welcome Pop. I don't know what they're thinking of. And they use Maliss in Mirror, which is heavy side-eye, because what is this going to achieve? I wonder if they tried to target Lady. But even then, if this was to dodge the send, the Dormouse Banish effect has already activated. I guess it's to negate the Requiem, but I don't really care. I don't really care that much, because we already have 2 Light Fiends in rotation. So we can just keep Requiem until next turn. And yeah, this is again another misplay, because what if they have Imperm? I don't know why I waited for them to have an open field to do this. But yeah, we set Trap Trick. Requiem gets an attack boost, which is cool. Doesn't really matter too much though. And right here, I'm not sure how they're gonna play under Simul Archfiends too well, because they're gonna use Gold Sark again. They already used their Dormouse Banish effect, so they can't, easily transfer into more bodies on the field unless they opened really well. But it doesn't look like they did because they're going into White Rabbit. Or maybe they did and I'm just yapping. I don't know how to play Maliss. I just know vaguely how to play against it. And you know what they're trying to achieve. But they are going to set a Maliss trap, which is again TB11. Are you serious? They banished the White Rabbit again after its banish effect was used. I really don't know why a lot of them are playing TB11. Because it's not as if they... It's not... This card does not... It's not a problem. Seriously, it is not a problem unless it's just 2 dodge interaction. And for some reason they summon White Binder. It can't activate. Yeah, this player must have been even more sleepy than me. Are they gonna activate anything? They can't link summon. Yeah, I don't know. That was a sus duel, suspicious duel. Next we are versing Maliss again. It's no surprise. I was facing this deck a lot on the climb. But we are going first this time. We went first the last time as well, didn't we? But we got Max Seed twice, so yeah. Is it really going first? Whatever. We send the duplicate trap trick to set to welcome, and we set 4. If this gets ashed, then we would probably be in a rough spot, but we don't, and we get Lady on the field, so all is well. I wonder if I'm seeing less impulse because it's not too good against Ryzeal. Yeah, in this situation with Imperm or Vela, if you have against a set, they set and they summon a Maliss name, you have no choice but to use it because, bruh, if they set a Maliss trap, which sure, they did actually have a Maliss trap this time, you wouldn't have another good opportunity to use the Imperm. Or at least, you know, unless they use the banish effect twice. Unless they use the banish effect of the monster already and they're trying to activate something. But still, they have methods to summon from the banishment, which is GWC. So yeah, off of the NTP they add March Hare and they set TB11. This card is like, I don't know, White Flag of Surrender. Seriously. White Flag of Surrender. Waiting here to activate Triple Tactics Thrust. Really weird right now. I don't really see them running Triple Tactics Thrust. It would rather be talents. Maybe the thrust is to add talents. They add a Lure of Darkness and then activate a Lure of Darkness, draw 2, banish March Hare. I think I've come to terms with the banishing, the drawing in this deck, because I'm just, against our deck, I'm just praying that it's a bunch of hand traps that don't even affect us that much. Like right here, what would they do? Sure, Impulse or Ash could hit Big Welcome, but then we have the bounce for next turn. How are they gonna hit that with the hand trap? It's whatever. But see, now the Chessy Cat draw 2, that's a +4 potentially. Because they could banish a Maliss name, then summon back the Maliss name while drawing 2, and then the Maliss name would go into more advantage. So yeah, I'm not allowing that. Even though, yeah, they could just draw into more rubbish. They've already drawn 2, so, you know, I'm not, I'm just not too keen to allow them to draw. But yeah, right here they use TB11, again banishing a Maliss name whose banish effect has already been used. And whatever they summon is going to get flipped face down anyway, so this activation was a bit useless. They still have March Hare activatable, so I don't know why they didn't wait. have no other way into summon. Maybe Dormouse. But even then, which other Maliss name can they banish? They've used Marcher, they've used White Rabbit, they've used Chessy Cat. The only one left is Dormouse. And they summon Red Ransom of TB11. I don't know why they do this. Because it's not, the summon is not, it's not properly summoned. Oh, they have Triple Tactics Talent as well to draw to. I'm not even surprised. They grab Gold Psych. And yeah, right here, what do they go into? What do they banish? They banish another Dormouse because they have no more. None of the pawns. They have no more banish effects. They used them all already. And they just go into Lingariba and pass. Yeah, that was a bit silly of them. We draw Fiendsmith Kyrie. And I think we should have said this before going into the battle phase, but whatever. So yeah, if we activate Big Welcome after destroying this Lingariba, there are chances of it being an Ash in their hand. It's just, I'm not even, yeah, they've drawn 4 last time, so I'm not surprised. But yeah, I think setting Kyrie would have protected us from a potential Imperm again, because we have no set cards on our field right now. But it's still fine, because they do not have Imperm. So it's technically not a misplay if nothing bad comes of it. Right here we set the Terrors of the Overroot, because I believe we have Welcome in the grave. So yeah, we can just reset Welcome. And yep, here we set the Ash, you know, the correct card this time. And yeah, we have Storvitobi and the Welcome Engraved to activate. So I guess I kept Kyrie in hand for the discard of Storvitobi, but it got called by, so who cares. But yep, we have Welcome set, we have the big Welcome bounce for next turn, and we have Simul Archfiends, which is a floodgate they cannot play against. At least, well, they can play around it, but I've actually yet to see it. But it's still not good to shotgun this on the first thing, because now they don't have, yeah, they've just used their Lingariba, so I'm not threatened to use this first thing. I'm not threatened at all, really, because I can just summon out Lovely, and then their Lingariba wouldn't do anything. But I guess I'm just holding it. They're gonna flip up the Ash. Now they can activate their stuff. Probably banish whatever. They banish Chessy Cat, summon Chessy Cat. Probably gonna draw 2 with Chessy Cat. Yeah. Banish, I mean, yeah, banish the White Rabbit, draw 2, summon the right rabbits. I'm just gonna stop trying to talk so quickly. They summon the White Rabbit and they set their final trap, which is GWC. Their MTP and TB11 is in the graveyard. And here they go into Apollo, which is again side-eye. We have Big Welcome and Grave. 4 mats just wasted. And of course we're gonna summon out Lovely so that we can get the pop effect, because there's no other traps that we have that would have triggered that. And they activate Maxi in response, which, sure, okay. It's only 1 draw. I'm not gonna be trying to hide 1 draw. I mean, play around 1 draw, you know what I mean. So yeah, after we bounce the Apollo, we activate the Lovely effect, and they don't change UWC. Dude. I mean, what else would they summon, realistically? Because he's a Chessy Cat effect already, and the White Rabbit, and the Dormouse. And yeah, they summon Link Decoder, so they've just lost the game. They have just lost the game. They cannot summon any more Link monsters, so they'd have to attack into my cards, which means they'd have even less life points to pay. We won off a time limit win, but I really doubt they would have won regardless. Here we're going first against Blue Eyes with this hand is pretty scuffed, like it's borderline arse. Like this is a horrendous hand. I wonder what I'm gonna do right here. If there's even a point to doing this. We set Trap Trick. Probably gonna go into Welcome or Big Welcome. It's whatever. Go into Big Welcome, probably summon Ariana. Grab you know what I mean. We're gonna grab Ariana and then summon the Ariana. But they have Ashe, so that is a major upset. I think the Maxi saved us in this game. Because we have two, I can summon one to go into Moon of the Close Heaven. But they have fooled us, so I'm just not going to entertain that. Not at all. So yeah, this is a travesty. Like, this is horrendous. They summon Ether Barrel. And they activate Lordly Load. I don't know why I waited for the activation. We should have just used it on the summon of Prima Ether Barrel. I wonder if they're gonna play through it. I'm speeding up here because I literally don't have anything to. I have nothing to. I have stuff to activate, but it won't do anything. I only have a level 6 Fiend, so I can't bounce any of their other cards. But the Maxi result, which is again the saving grace of this duel. You know, they summon the Sage, they grab the Mage and set the True Light. They grab Wishes. I don't know what they discarded. I didn't see that. It's going too fast. You grab Roar and they grab Effect Veiler. They're going to send Big... I mean, I was about to say send Big Organ. They send Blue Eyes with the Field Spell. And they revive Blue Eyes with the Spirit. Yeah. Right here, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. There's literally no point in activating Stubby right now. I can have waited until I have like Roll back in hand. It's whatever though. It's annoying that yeah, it's now annoying because I have to press no to every on the response of every special summon. And now they're going to sorry, they're going to Lightstorm Dragon, which would be a problem if they had another normal monster in their graveyard, but they target the Fiendsmith Kyrie, which it's a sneaky on-field effect. It's really sneaky. All of our battle damage is halved. All of our battle damage is halved. So they need 16k attack to really kill us right now. Or it would have to be actually 16k and 500 attack because of the Maxi. So yeah, they literally can't kill. They get close, but yeah, we're alive. And we have a pretty, I don't know if this hand is too well against this board, but the only real disruption we have to play against is the Drill Beam and whatever else they have in hand. And they added an Effect Veiler, that is public knowledge. So we activate Engraver, grab Tract. I'm just hoping that they use a Drill Beam on this because you have Lacrima in hand. But they just let it go through, like they don't care at all. So we grab Lori, discard Lori, blah blah blah. I think now the Fiendsmith in Paradise is useful though. If they're even going to special summon it again, which I doubt. So we go into Requiem, summon Fiendsmith Engraver. I don't know what commentary I do for this. It's the same shit every time. So we equip the Engraver with the Requiem, and I don't know what we're gonna... well, it doesn't really matter because they used Bestial Magnum Heart on the Requiem anyway. I don't know if that's not really the best target. If you want what? Why would you do that, to be honest? It's public knowledge that we have another Engraver in the graveyard. I mean, whatever. Because they changed to our Fiendsmith in Paradise activating, we can summon our Arias, which is great. So yeah, they get to add their dragon in the end phase, but we are just gonna send True Light. this is what I mean. Like, usually the Blue Eyes matchup would be rough. It's so rough without Fiendsmith. But Desiree Send True Light is actually so accessible. And they set the normal trap that pops. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter at all, really. And their Tyrant stays on the field because it's unaffected by all traps. So that is something we have to be over. We use Welcome finally. They still haven't activated their Draw Beam, by the way. Or they can't activate their Draw Beam. I don't know why they didn't use it last second. Just to, I don't know, banish the Engraver or something. And we don't even bother popping it. We pop the normal trap instead. And right here they chain the Jet Dragon, which is sure. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all because now we can bounce it, and then we can pop the Tyrant Dragon easily. And right here we change Stovey Torby to set whatever. We discard the Infinite Impermanence because it's not a high impact trap. It's just to negate a single monster. And yep, we activate all our effects, Lovely and Stovey Torby. We could really just win right now by OTKing. And finally we hit the Draw Beam. I don't know why we did it in that sequence, but whatever. We summon Lacrima. And we send Tract. Probably to use its summon effect. Oh no, we're going into Chaos Angel, finally! I get to flex my Royal Chaos Angel. It's so sick. And again, we banish the True Light. They set it off with the Lightstorm Dragon being destroyed. So now it cannot be retrieved at all. It can't be retrieved at all. At least not that I think. Not that I know of. They do still have effect. They still have Effect Veiler, by the way, and they save it for Fiendsmith sequence, which is, you know, it's they have some patience. They have patience, that's for sure. Yeah, again, I make the same mistake of not using the Fiendsmith Tract special summon, Fusion Summon, and opt to use the Fiendsmith Kyrie special summon, because now I could seriously OTK right here. And bro, you cannot pay me to remember the effects of the Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. I tried to go into Agnum Day here, but I would just be wasting resources. Like, seriously wasting them. Now they can, I don't know, set this. It doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. I think we just leave the field as it is. Because even if they non-target pop 2, I don't know what else they're going to do. They only have the... Yeah, they only have the Jet Dragon in hand, but sure, they could summon that out. And then what? They have 800 life points anyway. So yeah, they just scoop. Nice. No, they didn't scoop. They lost to time. But again, I really don't know what they could have drawn into. And now we are versing Maliss going first. Our hand is actually pretty, it's cool. It's not the best. So I have a response, and they use Ash Blossom on the Fiendsmith Engraver. And dude, the most annoying thing is when they Ash incorrectly and they don't get punished for it. I don't know why you don't Ash the Fiendsmith Tract instead of Engraver. I really wish I had Tract in hand. I really wish I had it in hand. But now we set the Coup Clock so that our big welcome can, if we summon Lovely, it would activate, you know what I mean. We got Mexi again, so maybe that will save us. Like usual. They summon Dormouse, and yeah, just summoning a level 4 lower side burst is now threatening my normal traps. And I only have Imperm. But they don't go into Lingeribo, so we chain Infinite Impermanence, and we are likely gonna set Daruma or the Simmel Archfiends, because now our Coup Clock can make that activatable. Or we just set Trap Trick, you know, it would grab both of those cards anyway. So yeah, we activate Ku Klux, and we thought, yeah, just chain Maxi right after, because why not? Literally, why not? If they had Ash, they would have used it against the Big Welcome. So they activate Maliss and Underground, probably just to add March Head, because they don't want to play too much into the Maxi. Yep, banish March Head, activate March Head to add back the March Hair. I guess the concept of the warped, like corrupted Alice in Wonderland characters is actually pretty cool. It's just like, I don't know, I like mechs more. That's why I like Ryzeal more. So yeah, they just pass. We draw evenly, which doesn't really matter. But they have no response for our trap. I mean, in response to our normal traps, we can just activate Lady freely. I wouldn't, looking at this again, I wouldn't really attribute this win to Labrynth Fiendsmith. It was more so Maxi. But that's the way it always is, you know. It's in every deck, so why even count that as the deck itself? So yeah, they have no interruption. We summon out Lovely, reset the trap trick, or the... what else we set with it? No, we are just gonna set the trap trick, most likely. Yep. And we are just, I don't know, set evenly matched, because why not? Keep the protection of the Lady up. And now we have Big Welcome Bounce, as well as a Welcome to Grave to reset. And we've dealt a lot of damage to them as well, so they're going to be really... they cannot just use their effects freely, because they all pay life points. So yeah, they would have to activate, like, you know, how much is that? 8 more times to die? I mean, activate effects that pay life points. Right here, we just bounce the Dormouse and then destroy the March Hare, because why not? They have less bodies on the field now, and then they had to use their normal summon to summon the Dormouse. Maybe I would have been better off keeping the Big Welcome Bounce, but I think we have enough on our field anyway. So yeah, Maliss and Underground again. I don't even think I should factor in normal summons as a factor anymore, because they have so many more avenues into, you know, they don't need to normal summon. They seriously don't need to. So yeah, they banish March Hare and they add March Hare. I don't know how many times I'm going to say that today. And they activate the Bestial Druisfon, targeting our Ku Klux, which is okay. Like, I literally can't, I cannot trigger the Ku Klux this game, but whatever. They're thinking... Again, our Lady is unbothered by this Druisfon at all. It's only Lovely that's in jeopardy, because they could send it. I wonder what the Gardener in the Big Welcome art is gonna be. Like, I don't know what more this deck needs, like, specifically. Like, maybe if it triggered in... Let me keep that for later. They summon Chessy Cat, so we activate the Rumor, we chain Lady, and... you know, it might not be obvious, but we actually misplayed right here. Yeah, we misplayed. Let me know if you catch it before I'm about to call it out. I'll let you know once I notice it in the game. So yeah, once they're thinking of what to do, let me just stop yapping. I'll wait. What was I saying earlier? Yeah, I don't know what more Labrynth needs. I cannot tell you specifically what I'd like, because I don't know if I want more monsters. Activate March Hare, banish Dormouse, no surprise. But maybe a card that activates when your traps are destroyed. And yeah, I just fumbled right here, because I set Trap Trick with Lovely, which states that only if you control fiend monsters you can activate that normal trap. And because I flipped down my own monsters, I cannot activate Trap Trick. Like, you literally could have just activated it before you were flipped down. It doesn't matter. Because the card you set off a Trap Trick, you could activate regardless of what you control. So yeah, I look really dumb right now. And Maliss player is thinking, what did he say? I mean, what is he doing? He said Trap Trick, why is he not using it? But yeah, they go into all this. They went to Link Decoder, go into Red Ransom, summon Link Decoder. So yeah, this is absolutely horrendous. This is tragic. We could actually just lose the game right now. I had the Maliss in Underground again. Maybe that Maliss in Mirror in hand already. I don't know why they didn't use it earlier though. So yeah, here they banished the Red Ransom to summon out Dormouse. They can't get more life points, which is, they didn't summon back the Red Ransom with GWC, so they can't get life points. So yeah, they are on the chopping block right now. Like, even I forgot during this duel. They probably forgot playing through their cards anyway. I think their only choice is to go into the battle phase and, I don't know, attack Lovely. But then our evenly matched would be activatable. Oh no, they just target Lady. And now finally our Tragic is activatable. So now I don't look like a complete idiot. But that was still stupid. Like, I just I misplayed for no reason. Other than just being silly. And now we are on our rank up game. I remember this one. This was so sad. This is so sad. Versing Fiendsmith Yubel, by the way. Like, literally, I've not seen anyone play this deck in so long. We didn't use it against the Sing Engine because, I don't know, maybe of Driver, but no one's really running Driver anymore. So maybe that was unreasonable. But regardless, if they were going to pass right now, then they would have passed. But they aren't. It doesn't look like they're passing it. They're really just going to play through this maxi. And, you know, Fiendsmith Yubel, they could deck me out if I was on 40 cards. They definitely could deck me out. But we are not on 40 cards, and I don't think they can win at all. And once again, it's so annoying that they milled our Fiendsmith in Paradise with a zombie vampire, because I had to press no to every special summon. Which is why we sped this up. I would have sped it up anyway. Regardless. So we're drawing a bunch of cards. They are special summoning so much. Oh my goodness. We've drawn pretty well. Of course, I was just about to say the dumbest thing. We've drawn pretty well. Bro, we drew like 20 cards. If I draw bad, then my deck is just ass. So yeah, they summoned Fiendsmith's Lacrima, and in response to that, I use Arius. And I don't know why they didn't use the Phantom of Yubel right here. I really don't know why they didn't use it, because with all these draws, I could have set, like, I don't know, simultaneous equation cannon. Even though it's just wrong to play it now because of Ryzeal and Maliss. I don't know why I use that, that example. Daruma is much better. So yeah, we activate Daruma after saying it with Arius, and they chain the Grave Squirmer. And they pop the Yubel. So now 4 of their cards are set in the main monster zones. They activate Nightmare Throne. And now, once again, we are sped up. So they pop Spirit of Yubel, they summon out the ordinary Yubel, and they contact fuse with the face down Grave Squirmer and the Yubel on the field to go into the Phantom of Yubel and then summon Unchained Soul of Yama. I don't know, I really forgot these cards. Like, bad. I'm not too good with the names of cards. Usually I remember them if I play them, obviously. But yeah, here we finally choose to, you know, stop them from playing the game. we just send rollback. We can't activate Daruma right now, interestingly, because none of their cards can be flipped face down. So we need to wait for the, you know, probably send Luri, and then the Luri will summon itself. And only then we would activate Daruma. And our big welcome would be activatable because of Coup Clock. Yep, so Luri, activate, Coup Clock, activate, probably just add that to the hand. Luri here. Yep, now we go Lady Chainlink 1, roll back on Daruma Chainlink 2, and send their Field of Links to the graveyard. This was really mean. This was really mean, to be honest. I feel bad for this player because they were ranking up as well. But, you know, I just drew Max T. That's the way of the game. So yeah, we rank up, which is nice, and now we are going on to the deck list. Once again, right before we get into this deck list, just take a look at this win streak. I can't believe I get these so often now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I pressed right click by accident. What the hell? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It would have been 16 had I not lost to this Ryzeal player. They were running Solemn Judgment, so they just hit my evenly with Judgment. It is what it is. Like, I can't play around Solemn Judgment. But whatever, onto the deck list. Now we have a much larger deck size. I bumped up the furnitures from 1 to 2. And I made Ariana a 2 of, then 1. Because as opposed to Lakrima, who is still at 1, she doesn't recur herself. Whereas the Lakrima does that for free. Like, she gets the whole Fiendsmith package going. But Ariana, I don't know when this card came out, but she's too old for that. She's not doing that. She is not doing that type of play. Next is, what are the changes? Oh yeah, Fiendsmith tracked from 3 to 2. I don't want to draw too many Fiendsmith cards, really. They are just good to draw as one-offs. As opposed, no including these two. I don't want to draw them. I don't want to draw them. Let me be clear. Next is 3 evenly matched. This card eats up Ryzeal, like, they eat up so well, bro. Because there's no Eclipse Twins. So, yeah. The only disruption would be Ryzeal Detonator, and then they wouldn't have a really good method to recur, since, unless they're playing Ryzeal Fiendsmith. But, yeah, their recursion would be all fucked up, just if you use evenly matched. So yeah, even against Maliss, it had some application in that one duel, because even though it's not usually good against Maliss, it did have some application where they used Landseer just to block the evenly matched, and then they couldn't use any of their Maliss disruptions because of that, because you have to banish, which is cool. Next change, is the addition of Rollback and the Black Goat Laughs. And the reason why I've added these cards is because of Ryzeal Detonator. With this card, I think the thing is, you can play some mind games if you don't have a good out to this card. Because let's say I have Ariana and, I don't know, a rollback in hand. I'll set the rollback and then summon Ariana. It's up to the opponent whether they want to, you know, let me still have a normal trap set, or if they want to pop it. And, you know, if they pop, I don't know, either or, rollback or Black Goat, it wouldn't matter regardless. They would just be giving me more advantage. Well, not advantage so much in the Black Goat last, but the graveyard effect is a lot better than the summon effect, in my opinion. And of course, just having these cards it's better resilience against like Harpy's Feather Duster, because I don't know, maybe Harpy's Feather Duster is better against Maliss, but it's not. I don't see it being mained too much. But yeah, that's basically all the changes. I took out Duke of Demise for Underworld Goddess. She never came up, not a single time. I think this slot is actually just a flex spot. Like, seriously. There's a change on almost every showcase. But yeah, seriously, this deck plays really decently into Ryzeal. And it's actually fun playing against Ryzeal. I couldn't believe it. But this boss monster, I think they really cooked with this. They cooked so hard making detonator, because he doesn't negate at all, and you only have to play around his pops. So yeah, you can even make what I said earlier, the pseudo mind game, because they do still have the advantage, but it's their choice as to whether they want to pop the cards that you set. Because I don't know, maybe I set down, maybe I just set, I don't know, Daruma, and they choose not to pop it because they think, oh, they want me to pop this card. So yeah. What else? No, that's literally it. That is literally it. So yeah. Thank you for watching. I seriously would climb to Master 1, but I literally have to leave the country tomorrow. Literally tomorrow. This is my last. I'm recording this on the 18th of July or 17th. I'm not good with dates. I did it last Sunday, so that is the 17th of July. Because I literally leave tomorrow. So yeah. I don't have time to climb to Master 1, unfortunately. I think it would be a fun climb though, you know, like for real. I actually like playing against Ryzeal, and that's crazy to say, literally crazy. I don't remember the last time a meta deck has made me happy to play against it. I mean, I might actually play it one day. Whatever. Next, no, nothing next. I'm gonna end the video. Thank you for watching this far. This might be rather long. I don't know how long this one is. Usually my videos are long anyway, so there's no point in worrying about it. Thank you for all the support, you know, the likes and the comments. You know, I just like doing this as a hobby. This is really fun because, you know, I like Yu-Gi-Oh! It's a fun game. Even though it can be slightly frustrating at times, it is really fun. But yeah, enough rubbish. I'm just gonna end the video now. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one. My mic cut out, so I'm recording this again. Just goodbye. Bye bye.